What's up guys, welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. Today we are continuing with the RPG series and the advanced AI. So we will be making that when our enemy reaches us, I guess like at a certain point, he will start to attack us. And if not, he will continue to chase us or patrol whatever he decides. It's going to be a very easy build to follow, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is go into our AI Blackboard. So let's go into the AI folder that we have and open up our Blackboard. And what we're going to do is go ahead and create a new key variable. So let's go ahead and say new key. It's going to be Boolean and it's going to be in attack range. Now, the things that later on we may have ranged attack and so on. So this might not work for us. So maybe we can put in melee attack range, so we know it's for the melee attacks. So yeah, of course in this episode we will only be setting up the melee attack. So we just have to create this value here, so we can just save, and now we can just close and go into our behavior tree. So now what we have to do is go and set up a kind of a service, which is, I'm gonna explain in a second, but it's like a type of task that it doesn't have its own kind of individual node in here and a branch. It's just directly attached to the sequence. You will see it in a second, but what we have to do is use that to get our current distance from, well, the enemy, which is the one controlling the behavior tree, to the actor or target that is chasing. So what we need to do is go up here into the new service, okay? And now what we can do is just create a new folder called services, because we may have more in the future, we'll see. And we're gonna kind of get the same kind of structure that we have with the other ones, which is bt_task.done. So in this case, it will be bt_service, and then this will just be get distance to target, right? This will work for us. To target. There we go. So now we can just go into services. So bt_service get distance to target, and now with that we can just save it. And it should go ahead and open just for a few seconds, and yeah, when it's opened, there we go, we can start doing our things. So we go into the functions, we can again override, and in this case it's a bit different than with normal tasks. We have the receive activation AI, so this one's going to use, and this is pretty much the same thing as just going ahead and using the receive execute AI, but the services are not executed as normal tasks. They're basically just activated or deactivated. You will see what I mean in a second when we actually place them in the behavior trees, but they're called via this receive activation AI, which is exactly the same, just the begin play of this service. So here what I want to do is just get the control pawn and say get distance, so I know how to type, to, and then here we can just plug in another actor. In this case, we want to plug in our target. So what we can do is go into variables and create the target. So as you may know, we have already created a target variable key for the Blackboard in the past, so we can detect our enemy and chase him. So again, like I mentioned before, there has to be a Blackboard key selector in order to be able to access the variables and keys from the Blackboard. It's a bit different from normal classes and blueprints. So now we can use compound and make sure that the eye is open, so we can go ahead and have public. So from the services and nodes, we can go ahead and select it. So in here we can just grab it and say get, and then say get object, get Blackboard values object. So now we are basically getting that object itself, and now we cannot directly plug it in, the things that we have to cast to it. So we have to go ahead and say cast to the actor class, the generic Unreal Engine actor class, like we did with the chasing. And that's it. We can now just go and this over here, yes, this over here, and this over here. So basically it will return the distance that we have into that actor, and then what we want to do is just make this if it's less or equal than our current melee attack distance, right, that we set up in the Blackboard over here, which is in melee attack range. So we're gonna create a new variable. In this case, just right click, actually not, just create a new variable from here, melee attack damage, no, okay, I don't know how to type today. Damage, again, I don't know how to type today. There we go. Again, it's gonna be another Blackboard key. We're just gonna go ahead and get it, but this time it will be a get value as was float. sorry, bool. Oh yeah, sorry. We actually don't. Okay, I confused myself in a second. This actually doesn't have to be a Blackboard key because this is just gonna be, you know, basically set over here. For example, in our chase target, like we did with the stop distance. So sorry about that, the confusion for a moment. Just right click and promote variable. Change this to be the melee attack distance, and that's it. I confused with the now that we have to set up the if it's in that range or not. So now in here we do go ahead and create a new Blackboard key variable, and this will be is in range. Okay, and again, all these variables have to be with the eye open so we can access them from the behavior tree nodes. And we're gonna just get the is in range, and then in here we're gonna set value as bool, because in here we now have to go ahead and set it. And here we can just go ahead and plug it in. So basically, if it's true, it will mark it as true. If false, it will mark it as false. So there we go. This is exactly what we want. And with that, we don't have to basically add a finish node because it's not like a normal task that has a basically execute and finish. This is like always happening pretty much. So we can just leave it like that. And if there's no actor attached, it will just don't do anything. So basically great. Actually, just making sure what we can do is just hardcode it to be set as false, because basically we don't have any actors, so there's no way that we are in range with it. So just making sure, just in case things break, right? So with that said, we can go into the BT AI, the behavior tree. And now what we have to do is now what I was gonna explain about services a bit different. Instead of going ahead and adding another task, now what we do is go into a sequence or selector. In this case, it will be our chase a target sequence, because we only want really to update this while we are chasing a target. And we just right click and add the service and the one that we have just created, which is the service get distance to target. It's a big chunk here that has, but it's a bit ugly, but it's what we have to do. And on here, we'll have to change is of course the variables. So the target will be to the target actor variable that we have from the Blackboard. And then the is in range will be again in melee attack range. And then the attack distance, well, we can play with this. For now, I'm gonna say 250, but I will see how it works in a second, really, what it will be better for us. Okay, so now that will be basically getting the values and updating them into the Blackboard. So actually we can test this, so we can just print right after that this distance here, just to see. So now if I were to press play, you can see that now it detected me and it's printing up there the values, as you can see, and it's only happening while he's chasing me. So if I were to distract him and he goes, there we go, there's no more going ahead and happening. So this will only happen while he's chasing us. So exactly what we want. All right, so now we can move on into our attack task. So the actual task that will basically execute all the attacking code. So I'm gonna make this a bit better. Just put this here, making more space like this. All right, so basically we have to create a new task. So again, like always, new task from the normal blueprint base, and then inside tasks it's gonna be bt underscore task underscore, and this will be just attack target. And now we can just hit enter, and there we go. Here we have it. And as always, we're gonna go into functions, receive execute AI, so that the behavior begin play, of the behavior trees, and then finish execute, and then on success ticked on. There we go. So now in here, what we have to do is go and display all the attack information and stuff. And on here, the cool thing is that we will not need to go ahead and check that we are in range and things like that, because we will manage that outside right in the actual behavior tree nodes. So you'll see what I mean when we actually get into it. But in here, we don't have to check if we're in range and stuff from the Blackboard. We can directly just execute it because we'll manage that outside. So in here, what we have to do is basically just call from the actor the attack animation, the traces, and so on. So in today's episode, we'll only go ahead and get the animation working, and the next episode we'll finish up like actually dealing damage. Okay, but basically what we would normally do is go ahead and cast to the BP AI that we have right in the level. But the thing is that imagine that you want to add this behavior tree into another actor that is not that BP underscore AI, another blueprint, right? For example, create another soldier or boss. It's another blueprint. This will break because it's not that object. So what we can do is create an interface for that. So in AI, it's right click, go into blueprints and create a blueprint interface. BPI underscore, and this really could be AI underscore behavior trees. And this is where I want to be in uppercase. And then here's where we're gonna go ahead and manage basically the calls between the actor and the behavior trees. So now let's open this, and the new function is gonna be attack. Enter, compile, save, we can close it, that's it. So now in the control panel, what we can do is just implement interface, and if it implements the interface that we have just created, which is BPI behavior trees, branch here, we can now let's go and get here and do the attack function that we have just created. So now it doesn't matter whatever blueprint is getting this behavior tree from, it will attack, and it will not break also. And here what we can do is just plug in the finish execute to success, but let's copy, let's disable the success, and let's plug in the false on here. So basically, for example, if it doesn't have the interface, it will basically mark as a fail, and we just, not a success, but if so, it will success and go there, if you understand it. So now with that said, really that's pretty much what we have to do in terms of this task. So now let's move on here. I'm gonna go back into the chase target sequence. And on here, let's go ahead and add our attack target task. The thing is that on here, what we have to do is make sure that this is happening at the same time that we are chasing our target, and then also that this is only happening if, well, the distance to the target is basically immediate attack range, right? So what we can do is go in this task, right click and add a decorator from the Blackboard as we did before. And again, it's going to be very similar to the other one if we have a target selected. So let's go back here. And in this case, the Blackboard key will be immediate range, and it's set. And for the other stuff, we won't have to do anything, and we can just do it like that. Now, what I was saying before about this happening at the same time, what we can do is the simple parallel node, and this will contain a main task and then a secondary task. So in this case, our main task will be the chase target, and then our secondary task will be our attack node. So basically, this task will basically function at the same time pretty much, but we have to make a change. So in simple parallel, we have to change the finish mode to delayed. So basically, this will just make sure that even though the main task finishes, it will complete the second task. So basically, our attack range will not, attack event will not be interrupted or something like that, right? So with that said, that's pretty much what we have to do, and now we are ready to test it out. But of course, we have to add the attack logic in the BPAI. So let's go ahead and quickly open this up. And in this case, like I said, we are gonna make it simple, just adding an attack animation. So quickly, we have to go into class settings and add the interface, of course. So in here, it's gonna be the BPI behavior trees. And you'll see that in interfaces, we have the attack. So just double click here and then we can create it. So then basically when we call this, this will execute whatever is in here. In this case, we're gonna keep it simple. It's gonna get the mesh, the character mesh, and then say play montage. In this case, we're gonna just play a random attack montage. For example, I guess the attack 1. Now, there's something that we may need to control, and let me explain it in a second. So for the demonstration, I just gonna press play. He comes, and then you can see that he's attacking, but he's like very bugged and like almost tripping. And things that the attack event or task is basically being called multiple times. So it's like call. So it's basically interrupting the previous animation that was playing. So what we need to do is add a delay. So a great thing will be to just go ahead and add a delay here. But the thing is that we would know, well, we'll need to know the animation length. And if we change it from here, we'll then have to come back and change it. So what we can do, instead of doing that, is go delete this event that we have just created and the interface event here too. Okay, go ahead and delete it. Actually, sorry, we have to first of all get rid of it. So go here, behavior trees, clear it. Say yes, and then in the event graph, yes, not here because we deleted. Okay, So now go back into the behavior tree AI interface. In the attack, we're gonna have an output, and here we're gonna basically have an output of the an animation duration, and this will be a float. So we'll be able to get how well, basically the length of the animation. So now if we close this, we can go back in here and again add our BPI, and I mean today I don't know how to spell. There we go. Now in attack, double click, and now in this case it will be in a separate function because it's basically returning something. So now we can just go ahead and Control X these nodes and just make some space, paste it, and oh yeah, so basically we cannot go ahead and say play montage like this, and this is because the function doesn't allow delays. So the thing is that that specific node does contain some delays. So what we need to do is use the other node, which is play anim montage, and this will actually just get us even the length of animation. So great, plug it there, and then attack 1, and that's it. Compile, save, and now in here this should still be attack. There we go. Now we have the animation duration. So on here we can just say delay, and with that specific animation duration, and then finish the execute. So now if we go and test this, if we press play, he will come to us and he'll reach us, he will go ahead and attack, and now you can do, oh, okay, so that was an error from the collisions, but now when he gets near us, he will attack and complete the animation. You can see he's hitting us, but of course there's no logic of hitting us. This is because the mesh collider is, the collisions are basically colliding. Don't worry, we'll resolve that of course in the next episode, but you get the idea. This is completely working. Continue, he will continue to chase, and yeah, this is basically going ahead and working correctly, so pretty damn cool. And of course he will continue to go into patrolling if he loses us, and so on. So that's it guys. If you found this tutorial helpful, I really appreciate you could like the video and subscribe to my channel. I have lots of Unreal Engine 5 tutorials, so go ahead and check them out. Join my Discord server so you can basically share progress with the series or any games that you have right now, and also go, oh my god, he's coming, and also put any questions that you have about the RPG series or in general of Unreal Engine. With that said, bye bye.